Get ready for a wild ride as we dive into the world of motorcycle clubs, especially Angels MC. The Hells Angels is one of the most infamous motorcycle clubs in the world and has had its fair share of clashes with other clubs. Have you heard of them? If not, then these stories will give you chills. Join us as we get into the fight they faced. From gritty street fights to turf wars, this is a roller coaster ride. Let's go. Vagos MC. Let's start with the famous MC club Vagos, aka the Green Nation. The club was formed in 1964 in San Bernardino, California. The Angels Motorcycle Club, which was founded in 1965, has a similar starting tale. The Vagos initially consisted mainly of Vietnam War veterans and others who did not fit the standard of society. They were welcomed to find their place in the gang. Slowly, the gang turned into something like a mafia. When they were making a name for themselves, they got into the criminal underworld. Besides dealing with heavy drug supplies, they also engaged in money laundering, weapons trafficking, and violence. Can you believe it? Soon, the area where their territory was began to expand. Now no dream would remain a dream for them. Everything was in their grasp, or so they thought. Their territory invaded the Hells Angels territory. And boy, did they remain still? In October 2001, all hell broke loose. There was a violent clash between the Hells Angel and Vagos members. It broke out in Costa Mesa, an old score to settle. The fight was very brutal. Both sides fought with whatever they could get their hands on. From handlebars to gas tanks, this was only the start of the many fights that they will have in the future. 10 years later, a fight broke out at a casino in Sparks, Nevada. It is particularly known as the Nugget Casino shooting. This fight had a major impact on both of the clubs. The president of the San Jose Hells Angels was killed, and the vice president of the Vagos Los Angeles, Gary Rudnick, was arrested. Mongols. In 1965, California's Hells Angels was at its height of power. But in addition to them, another motorcycle club known as Mongols. In their early stages, both clubs had mutual understanding and respect. But the rivalry was unavoidable, as both clubs were powerful. Trouble started when the Mongols expanded in the 1970s, and the Hells Angels did not like their California rocker claim on the jackets of others. But the Mongols, to irritate the Angels, did just that. They bite off more than you can chew. The Hell Angels responded, and this conflict lasted for more than 50 years. Both of the clubs had rival wars and little fights. They often had a period of ceasefire and peace. But the Hells Angels always consider the Mongols their worst enemy. Both of these clubs have created chaos for each other and other members of the community. They were the major source of the outbreak of violence. One significant incident that took the rivalry to the next level was what happened in Laughlin, Nevada, in 2002. The confrontation between the clubs took a violent turn. 2 Angels were killed that day, and one Mongol was known as the River Run Riot. And it is also considered the first ever mass murder at a Nevada casino. This happened again in 2008. In San Francisco, Mongols entered an Angel bar, and that was it. It was a ticking bomb waiting for a blow. You can imagine what would have happened next. It took such a nasty turn that the authorities launched Operation Black Rain to dismantle the Mongols, resulting in a wave of arrests and searches. This did not erase them, but had a drastic impact on them. Today, Hells Angels have expanded widely, and they maintain a strict membership requirement. The Breed MC. The Breed MC began in the 1960s from Ashbury Park. It is a small coastal city in central New Jersey. In the 1970s, the club's membership grew, boasting over 3,000 members. They had a notorious reputation for doing illegal activities like selling drugs, theft, extortion, and witness intimidation. This growth in power also meant the expansion of their territories. The new chapters began to add to their region. This led to the members being able to operate outside of their regions like New York, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, and Ohio. This nasty behavior caught the attention of Hells Angels, and they were having none of it. In 1971, when the annual Motorcycle Custom and Trade Show took place, both clubs found themselves on opposite sides of a violent fight. The Angels initiated the fight, which led to 5 casualties, many injuries, and guess what? The club member fought with knives as well. At the end of the day, police arrested 85 members and 20 had to be hospitalized. This only marked the beginning of the many fights that would follow between the Breed and Hells Angels. Angels once threw grenades at the House of Breed's president as retaliation. But to Hells Angels' delight, in 2006, the breed MC was disbanded due to legal troubles, but many believed it was due to their rivalry with Hells Angels. The Pagans. This is a feud that has extended to the present day. First, let's get to know the Pagans. The Pagans were initially not that notorious. Founded in Maryland in 1957 by a group of friends, the Pagans were impaired by the UK and European MCs. This was also reflected in the jacket they wore. They wore embroidered leather and denim jackets. Compared to the other members, they looked more European. The club started with just 13 original members. They drove a mix of American and British spikes. During the 1960s, their image took a quick turn. Their differences with the other motorcycle clubs began to decrease with the sudden shift in their path. The 2 decades are where they changed drastically. The Pagans were now associated with crime families in many cities like Philadelphia, New York, and Pittsburgh. It was in the 1990s that they got into a rivalry. The Hells Angels struck. It all started when the Hells Angels cornered the president of the Pagans Philadelphia chapter. They shot him 9 times at point-blank range. Miraculously, he survived this brutal attack. Now that you have reached here, you know it will not end with this. This triggered a chain reaction, as the Pagans weren't ones to back down. A few years later, they crashed at a Hells Angels-sponsored event. In that attack, 1 Pagan was killed, and 73 were arrested. Their feud between the Pagans and the Hells Angels rumbled well into the 2000s and 2010s, and there was a brief tension during the first phase of the COVID pandemic. But now their rivalry has again reignited, with both sides ready to take each other down. The Son of Satan. The 1970s were smooth sailing for the Sons of Satan. It was a small motorcycle club. Just string their club, but back then they didn't have Hell's Angel on their back. But it was all going to change. The Sons of Satan's founder, John Marine, brokered an unexpected deal with the Pagans' leader, a significant player in the MC world. In this new chapter, some of the members of the Sons of Satan jumped the ship and joined the Pagans, but it was a bad turn for them as they were thrust into a high rivalry with the Hells Angels. In the 1990s, during the Hells Angels attacks, the Sons of Satan had their loyalties tied to the Pagans. The Sons of Satan were riding alongside with their comrades Pagans and fighting off Hells Angels. But in the turn of events, the Sons of Satan's clubhouse in Raffo, Pennsylvania, was destroyed by a pipe bomb. Even though the culprit was not identified and remained a mystery, it pointed to their rival gang, the Hells Angels. But the house was later restored to its former self. We know that the world of motorcycle clubs is a realm where rivalries run deep and tension simmers beneath the surface. The Hells Angels Club is one such infamous motorcycle club. It has clashed with several other clubs over the years, and these clubs have left a huge mark on their legacies. From the battles with Vagos Motorcycle Club to the long-standing vendetta against the Mongols. If you found these stories intriguing, be sure to hit that like button, and for more thrilling stories, subscribe to our channel. What do you think of the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club? Have you ever encountered any incidents? Let us know in the comments below.